If you're interested, yeah, put in your business cards here, and we'll have a drawing at the end of the presentation. And yeah, be aware that we will be contacting you after, possibly sometime in the near future. So if you don't want us contacting you, feel free not to put in your cards. I'll pass this around. Yeah, put in your cards, and at the end of this, yeah, we'll have a giveaway.
Giving away the laptop. Sorry. What are you giving away?
What's in the bag that you're giving away?
It's a messenger bag. It's pretty nice. What we also plan on having or doing while we present is just have your participation. So we have some giveaways. We have a company hat and a set of golf balls. So yeah, I'll ask some questions. If you guys want one of these, you can get it.
All right, so how many of you have heard the statements that SQL injection is dead? SQL injection doesn't really exist anymore. Web application developers, they know about it, they protect against it. It's so 2004, all right? We hear these statements all the time. It's kind of the new thing to say about web application security. I've even heard it in a number of talks that we've heard today. Well, we're here generally because we beg to differ. We spent the better part of this year dealing with a number of different financial institutions that were broken into via SQL injection. We saw one company go bankrupt due to SQL injection. We saw not just data, but dollars leave organizations via SQL injection. So yes, we beg to differ. Yes, SQL injection does still exist. It is still real and affects thousands of corporations out there. To give you a feel for kind of what we saw, one attacker toolset that we saw is a very simple web-based application that he wrote. He literally said, find car manufacturers, click. Came back, all right, 100,000 results. And it said, find car manufacturers that were using Microsoft SQL. Click, it came back 10,000 results. Find car manufacturers running Microsoft SQL that are vulnerable to SQL injection. Click, came back with 500 results. Exploit this guy, and this guy, go. And it would come back. Sometimes you'd have command prompts, sometimes you'd have to do manual interactions, sometimes you'd have tools loaded. We'll expand upon that. But the fact is, it's very real, and it's very easy to do. Okay?
You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Marshall Heilman. I'm a principal consultant with Mandiant. I spent about 8 years in the Marine Corps, where I had a variety of positions. My background really is in pen testing and secure network architecture. I've done work for the NSA. I've done work for the Department of Homeland Security, for the Army, for the Marine Corps, Fortune 500, DoD, kind of you name it. I've probably been there, done that. I've been with Mandiant for about 2 years now.
Right, my name is Vijay Akasapu. I'm a director out of Mandiant's New York office. Not as many years of security consulting experience as Marshall, but been providing strategic security services for 7 years now. Served the role of a security advisor to governments, to worldwide organizations, to election commissions, and have pretty relevant information both from an application as well as a network architecture perspective. I don't typically like putting up my certifications, especially my CISSP one, but and apologies to anybody at IC Square, but I'm CISSP certified as well as PCI. What we'll also do is spend very little time introducing our company. We work for Mandiant. It's a company of consultants, authors. We publish a lot. We speak a lot. We initially began in 2004 as an incident response specific company, chasing after bad guys and catching them. Quickly realizing after that, after about 6 months of doing that, that it's not enough catching the bad guys. You'd rather help companies preventing them getting into your network in the first place. So what we then did is initiate proactive services, which I'm part of. All right, with that, let's get started. What we're going to be covering today are 3 case studies. And we're drawing upon our experience, like Marshall explained, from some recent activity. And the reason we talk about SQL injection, you might consider it old and boring and wrinkled and not as cool and hip as cross-site request forgery. But the truth of the matter is, it's still the most relevant vulnerability out there. And of all of the incidents we responded to, it's probably the single most vulnerability that has been used to exploit companies and gain system access. What we'll do is explore how the attackers have been using SQL injection to gain access onto systems and exfiltrate data. And then following that, So we're not only drawing upon our investigative experience, but also on our proactive security services experience. So one of the case studies is an incident that we investigated. One of the other case studies is based on a program that we offer that actually looks for advanced persistent threat. And the third case study is a pen test that we conducted against one of our clients. And what we're going to provide you information on is why is it that SQL injection is still an issue, it's still a very relevant issue, and why companies do have security programs to deal with these kinds of issues. Why is that still relevant, and why is it still a problem? So we're also going to be covering about why the security programs that they had in place have failed them, and what we can, what kind of remediation strategies we can offer these companies.
Just to expound on one point Vijay made, in all the incidents that our company has responded to this year, we've seen SQL injection used as the initial point of infection more often than phishing, which may surprise a lot of you, being that phishing is kind of considered the new de facto standard used today. But in our experience, SQL injection has been used successfully more so than phishing. And we define an incident, we're talking large scale, not you've got a worm or a virus on your computer. We're talking an attacker actually literally broke into your network and did something. They stole money, they stole data, they stole trade secrets. They stole something that was so important to you that you actually called us in to come figure out what happened, how did it happen, and to deal with the problem.
In some instances, you've gone bankrupt because of that. Again, like I said, we do talk about SQL injection and not issues like cross-site scripting and cross-site request forgery, only because based on our experience, we haven't been called upon to investigate an incident where cross-site scripting was the exploitation vector or cross-site request forgery. I'm not saying that it's not an issue, except we're not seeing that as an issue in the companies that we've dealt with. It could be an issue maybe next year or the year after. So a report from the trenches, it sort of is actually how we go about doing our response, except we don't carry guns around and we don't have those weird uniforms. All right, the first case study is going to be an attacker gaining access to a system through link servers. And it's an incident we responded to early this year. Now, I should probably briefly digress here and talk about how companies have been detecting incidents.
All right,
you want to talk about?
We're going to do a giveaway. Vijay, you want to get a hat or a shirt?
Sure.
All right, so companies have a number of different detection mechanisms at their disposal, if you will. You've got firewalls, you've got IDS, IPS, you've got antivirus, you have security personnel, you have external entities, MSSPs, the 800-pound gorilla in the room being that your computer is turned off, your computer did something weird, right? There's lots of different ways for a company to detect the fact that something is going on, right? So we're going to give this hat here to the person that can successfully tell us how they think most incidents that we've responded to, so in our opinion, the way most incidents are reported. So who here can successfully tell me what method was used to identify the fact that there was an intrusion going on most successfully this year?
End user.
Second?
End user.
No. Anyone else?
Google. Performance drop.
Nope. Not Google, not performance drops.
The application broke.
Nope.
Customers.
Nope. These are all good guesses, and they're all what you would think would be the case.